Good evening. It is about 9:30 on Christmas Day, and today was a good day. This is actually the first Christmas that I have been excited about in a long time. And I haven't done a video in a couple weeks. It's been pretty hectic. My wife gave birth to our son um, earlier in the month. And so that was a little bit of a crazy time and just didn't make anything. And then with my child being born and then having time off I needed to take, work was very, very hectic, just squeezing a month's worth of work into about 2 weeks. And so didn't do a whole lot. I've been able to spend a lot of time with my kids, which has been great. But this year I just realized I was excited about Christmas, and it's been a long time. And so there has been some stuff happening finally, not ideal, but as good as really can hope for at this point. And so there's still stuff I'm processing with it and waiting to be finalized. But for right now, things are hopefully settling down a little bit. But with my children, I've gotten to see a promise of the Bible fulfilled. And so in the book of Joel, God says to Israel, I will replace the years that the locusts have eaten. And so God is saying, I'm going to give you back what you've lost. And for me, this has been in the really in the form of, like, God gave me two more daughters. And for reasons I'm not going to go into, I have missed a lot of my oldest two daughters' life, not by choice, but by force. I've missed a lot of their lives. And so that time was taken. The swarming locusts ate it. And I'm seeing now God giving me back what was taken. And so God says, I'm going to give you two more daughters, and everything you missed with your oldest two, I'm going to give you back with these two. And for a long time, men's ministry has been my passion for a long time. And so, like every red-blooded American male, and probably every male everywhere that's ever lived on the planet, I wanted a son. And so prayed for a son, always thought that I would have a son, and God gave me four daughters. And so I love each one of my girls. I'm so glad God gave me girls, and God made me a girl dad. And I'm starting, I think, to really understand why God gave me daughters, but God has finally given me a son, which I'm ecstatic about. And so getting to see another promise that says, commit your way to the Lord and he will give you the desires of your heart. And so I struggled a lot for the last 15 years or so. Got beat up by a couple churches, I told a friend of mine, I feel like life is holding my head in a bucket of water. And as soon as I think it's going to let me up to take a breath, I realize it's just readjusting me to get a clear shot at kicking me in the nuts. And that was how I felt for years. And this year was rough. I mean, a lot happened. My wife and I, we argued more than like we've ever year. And we celebrated 5 years of marriage, and everyone said the fifth year is like the hardest. And actually, we this past weekend we went up to Frankenmuth, Michigan. We go up there at least once a year, and the kids get their ornaments for something that happened. And my wife and I get an ornament, and we didn't know what to get this year, and so we were like we weren't able to like really go anywhere. Like last year we got one for Acadia National Park because we went up there, but it was something we do during the year, and we didn't go anywhere this year. Just time and money weren't mostly money. We weren't able to go anywhere, and I was telling her as we were kind of preparing to go up there earlier in the month, and like we should just get a boxing glove ornament because we just fought all the time this year, and it's something now we can look back and laugh at. But it's like, you know what? Yeah, we're not gonna sugarcoat it. We're not gonna hide it away. It's like, you know what? Yeah, like we fought all the time this year, but we made it through this year, and things are going really good right now. And not going to drop my guard because every time I feel like, all right, we've made it through it, it's like that's when the next fight starts. But yeah, so that was that. And it has just been, like I said, getting to see my daughters, and my son's only a few weeks old, so I mean he doesn't know what's going on. But we got our we don't go overboard with Christmas, and so like watching them, like just the excitement over the couple things they get, and we weren't sure, like my son doesn't need anything, like he does not need anything, but I'm like, yeah, but I'm the dad who wants to give good gifts to his children, and so we were kind of thinking of what to get him, and it's like, you know what, like Christmas Story came to my mind, and for a long time I didn't like the movie A Christmas Story, just kind of annoyed me, but watching it over the last couple of years, I've realized like the main message of A Christmas Story is that a father sees the heart of his son, and he says, I value you and I love you for who you are, and I want to give you a good gift that's going to speak to your heart. Because that's ultimately where that movie goes. Ralphie at the very beginning says he wants the Red Ryder BB gun, and the whole movie looks like he's not going to get it, and everything's against him, and all the presents are open, and his dad's like, you get everything you want? And he's like, yeah. And dad's like, what's that over there? And if you haven't seen the movie, it's your own fault because it's been out forever. But at the end, his dad gets him this Red Ryder BB gun, and it just makes his whole Christmas and his whole life. And so realizing like that is the central theme of this movie, is it's a dad who sees his son's heart and says, I value you. And so I went out yesterday and I bought my couple-week-old son a Red Ryder BB gun, and so that was the very first gift he's ever gotten, first gift he'll have. And I know he's, years from being able to use this thing, but it's like, you know what, like, yeah, you are my son, and I love you, and I value you, and I want to give you something great. And so anyway, all of that, just random thoughts. Like I said, it's been a while. There's been a lot on my head. And for some reason, videos I posted were marked private. So for several weeks, nothing posted on YouTube. And so I just kind of found that out about a week ago and dumped everything. So if you miss stuff on YouTube, that's what happened. And it's all there now, I think. But I'm going to go do some quick writing and then go spend the rest of Christmas night with my wife and children. I hope you had a great day. I hope that if this year wasn't a great year, that next year will be a good year for you, that next Christmas will be a time where you can be excited again. And I hope that you, this upcoming year of 2025, walk with God more closely and know Him more deeply and experience eternal life. So I hope you have a good night. Bye.